I live in my head too much. Entire conversations play out before they ever happen. I imagine scenarios over and over, replaying them like a movie. I daydream, I overthink. I lie awake at night because my brain never seems to switch off. It all feels like a second life. Sometimes I get so lost in my own thoughts that I stop noticing what's happening around me. Fantasy is easy to control. You get to write the script, you know how it ends, and it feels like you've lived longer than you actually have because you've lived so many lives inside your mind. But nothing really happened. You go over situations and conversations repeatedly. Things that happened weeks ago, you're still reliving them, re-editing them. You analyze every little detail, still trying to solve problems that have already passed. You think about talking to someone, a potential friend, a possible partner, but before you even get the chance, you've already rejected yourself in your head. You've played out the failure 10 different ways and decided it's not worth the risk. When you're overthinking, you tell yourself you're preparing, but really, you're avoiding. Isolation feels easier when your imagined life is better than your real one. It feels safer. And in your head, anything is possible. Real life asks you to take risks, and sometimes you think about doing something for so long that you never actually do it. Knowing what to do doesn't always change anything. There's a gap between knowing and doing, and sometimes that gap feels impossible to cross. The strange thing is, action is usually quieter than overthinking. Your mind makes everything feel bigger than it really is. Overthinking can completely paralyze you. You're solving problems that don't even exist yet, creating scenarios that might never happen, thinking 10 steps ahead without ever taking the first one. The only way out of your head is through action. Break the loop, stop rehearsing and start acting. Make a move before you know how the story ends, because you'll never know what could actually happen until you actually try. Reality is messy. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. But no amount of thinking will change reality. Only action can. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to start. And I've noticed something. The days where I actually do the thing I've been avoiding are the days my brain finally lets me rest. Give your mind something real to work on. Not another imaginary conversation, a real one. Not another imaginary future, a real step. Risk is uncomfortable, but it's also where growth happens. It moves your life forward. If you keep waiting until you're certain, you might spend your whole life waiting. So if you think of doing something, do it. Even if it's small, even if it's imperfect. Because it's usually better to regret and learn from something you did than spend years wondering what would have happened. You only ever have this moment. Not the imaginary future, not the replayed past, just right now. So remember to come back to reality every once in a while and live there too.